Did you want me to introduce Bree?
Sure. Let's give another minute.
Yeah, let's say hi to everybody first and see who needs to show work, and then we'll do an introduction.
Right. I don't know whether Ted's coming, but all right. I'll check out. I have work to show, and I'll let Neela take over.
Great, thank you. Hi everyone. Who has work to show for tonight? I see Alden. Who doesn't have work to show for tonight? Janet and nobody else.
That's it.
Okay, very good. So Kim, you want to introduce Bree?
I would. Thank you, Neela, for giving me the opportunity to do so. Bree, I've been referring to Bree occasionally in some of the stuff I've shown. And I just want to tell you that I've known Bree her entire life. She is the daughter of my next door neighbor, Chris. And Bree is the youngest member of the Plastic Club. And those of you who used to go to Roberta's salons, you remember she had them every Sunday during the pandemic 2020, 2021. You may remember Roberta liked Bree's works very much, and she was very often chosen to be featured. And she's here tonight to show us three things, three of her many photographs. She's won prizes at school. She's going to be entering the county fair, Neela, where we also have a county fair. I know you like fairs. And we'll see what happens. But here she is tonight.
Good.
Brianna.
Welcome, Brianna.
My friend.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Do you like to be called?
You're with us.
Do you like to be called Bree or Brianna?
Either or. I mostly go by Bree.
Okay. All right.
Good. So usually we ask who has work to show, and then we start calling on people. And new people we usually put in the middle so they can see how other people navigate, and then it's their turn. So Kim, would you like to start?
Sure. Okie doke.
Hey, Andy.
We now have 11 people. Good.
Good.
Okie dokie. So let me do the share screen. Okay, so today's theme is going to be I See Red. And it could also be called What to Photograph When There's Nothing to Photograph. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so I was walking around town and photographing first of all, I wanted to photograph the red because I just, just catches my eye. So everything I'm showing you has a red tone to it. So I've walked with Bree, this is by her old school so many times, but I've never with my eyes seen this. So I wanted to share it with you. It's just a scene of, is this a snowplow? I think it is a snowplow, an old shed and a new shed. So it's everything red. So that's the first one. So as we walk around the Baptist church and the school, I have a couple of old buildings that I wanted to show you that also have the red theme. So this is one, and this is the other one. Which one do you like better? This one or that one?
First.
That one.
First
You
one.
like this one?
Second one. I like that little roof, with the yellow and the green line going in.
Yeah.
You like this one, Neela?
No, the other one.
Oh, you like the other one?
Yeah.
First, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone
Yeah, I
says
like
they
it.
You
like
need the
the
sky. You need the sky.
Really?
I
That's
think
very interesting, because I would have selected the second one, but as I said, we never know what to
Right.
show.
so.
So thinking of Alden here, we're going back to Agway. You remember Alden, you have an Agway now in you say in what's Dayton. That's now an Agway. So we're going back to our Agway where I had seen this little scene by the barn and I made it minimalist, but it is being shown because it has red.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Great.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a
For
feed.
all your needs. I love it.
Okay.
Very cool. Yes, nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Black and red. Yeah.
Yeah, and the animals remind me of the children's book,
Right.
The
Right.
Musicians of Bremen.
Really? I never heard of that one.
That's great.
Right.
Yeah, I've
That's
never heard
it.
of that.
Yeah, they're all standing in a tower, one on top
Wow.
of the other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
I never heard of that book.
I guess
Yeah.
I used to read it to my kids all the time.
Huh.
And what's the name that you know it by, Neela?
Musicians of Bremen.
Never heard of it.
Bremen.
I'll go look it up. Musicians of
Yeah.
Bremen.
Yeah.
Really
And it
cool.
has all the animals in a tower.
Yeah.
Eventually, right?
Eventually. Yeah.
Very strange. Okay. Now, I walked on Main Street and I saw something that Bree said she's always seen, but I had never seen it before. Of course, I've seen the bicycle store near the pizza store forever, but I'd never seen it. You know what I'm saying? With my eyes, with my brain. And this is it.
Oh, register.
This is the bicycle store.
Oh my God.
And it has all these decals. So what I did was I took the bottom of the door and because it has an awning, so I cut that out and I made it as if it were a frame. Okay.
Yeah.
But what's interesting for me is obviously I've seen the store. I mean, I must have. I've got pizzas like for 30 years, but I never saw it like this. So I show it to you like this.
This is my personal
Well done.
favorite. I love this picture.
I think it's great.
That frame
Yeah.
is electric. Woo!
It really is.
But as far as the advertising, it would be the type of thing you'd probably turn away from just because it's like too much. But you
I
made-
never, but Alden,
you
I
made it into
literally,
art.
I never saw it.
That's why.
No, I never saw it. It's crazy. Bree said she'd often seen it and liked it, but I have never seen it before. I mean, yes, it's been there. My brain didn't see it. And
No,
that's the thing about art,
Sure.
which is so amazing, is that you see things that you never saw before. It really is like your brain's on something.
Well,
My final
like-
photo is,
oh, nice.
Oh.
Oh,
you know where
Very
that
nice.
was? It's also red.
Kim, this is my favorite.
Yep, this is great.
Yeah.
The hat.
Actually, it's kind of my
Yeah.
favorite. But guess what? It wasn't in New Milford. It was in Clearwater.
Ah.
It was in Clearwater. And this is my hat that you may have seen me wear. I collaged it in.
I thought so because it's larger than it might
It is.
be.
It's surreal, right?
Yep,
And the
it
thing is that people were always sitting on the bench, so I could never really put my hat on the bench. And so when the opportunity came to take the shot without the people sitting there, I just had to take the shot, even though I didn't have my hat with me at that time.
Oh, I love it.
It's great. It really is.
The color.
That's
the
very
colors
nice.
are great. Yeah,
Mm.
very
With
good.
complementary colors again.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
That- That's great.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Mike, would you like to go?
Sure. I have two, and I like to title things, and I going through my stuff, I saw two images, and what popped into my head, two very different images. What popped into my head is beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so the first one I just call beauty is, and the second one I call a portrait of Lily. So we'll see what we've got here. Where are we? Share. Okay, this is Beauty Is.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I love the textures.
Yeah, I do. too.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's
And
one of
the-
those things that you see and you don't see, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you see it.
Yeah, well, now we have to start looking for these things, right? I mean,
And And
There's
the
beauty in ugly.
asymmetry,
Yep.
that hinge on the left bottom is not where you would expect it to be. You expect it to be right by the lock.
Right.
So it gives it a kind of an unbalanced
Mhm.
dynamic.
Yeah, it's like the whole structure is ugly, but it isn't.
It's riveting, isn't it?
Very nice.
Bob, I don't think it's a hinge. I think it's a lock. You don't see it because it's right at you, but I think it's a hasp for a lock. Or
It
something.
is, yeah.
Excuse me, is,
Yeah.
is that Ted? Is that Ted talking?
That's Ted, yeah.
I know
Okay.
this because this. I think this is the front of our building, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
That's all of our apartments in this building, Ted.
Then wearing it down.
I think that's
All
lovely.
right,
I think
shall I
that's a
take you
beautiful
down?
shot.
Sure, thanks. Okay, now the next one, I kind of have this thing where I think that flowers are so intrinsically beautiful that it's hard to take a picture of a flower. But then when we went to the sketch club, there were a lot of flowers in the last exhibit, you know, the art of the flower. And it kind of made me change my mind a little bit or look at it a little different angle. And as being a portrait photographer, I have a picture of a flower, and it was just kind of flat lit, you know, just a flower. But then in Photoshop, I lit it the way I would light a portrait of a woman. And so I call it a portrait of Lily. Let's see.
Oh, beautiful.
Really very
Gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.
Did you have it against black, or did you create the black background?
Yeah, I did have it against black velvet.
Oh, did you?
Ah, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
nice. I have to go out and buy some black velvet, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really handy. Really.
And I like the composition too.
Yeah.
Diagonals
beautiful.
on the right.
I can see the right edge. I can't see the left edge.
Well, the left edge fades away because
Right.
the
Oh, it goes all the way?
yeah, it's
Oh.
short lighting, and so if this were a person's face, looking at the left side, that little petal that's hanging over, where
Yeah.
it's getting dark, that would be the shadow side of the face, like the
Ah.
shadow side of the cheek, and that would create a little bit of a hollow in the cheek and give shape to that side of the face. And the light coming in from the other side would give shape to the other side. And putting them together, you have a flat surface that looks three-dimensional. It's the most flattering type of portrait lighting. And I guess it has a formal name, but might be called Rembrandt lighting. But we always called it short lighting because there was a short side of the face that really made the three-dimensional quality realistic.
My question is, how much of the black in the background is not part of the image?
It's all part of the image,
It's all part of the image. Okay.
right? But it's
Panoramic.
because the light is hitting it, certain texture would show. So when I was done, I just selected the black background and made it flat black.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice.
I like that. I'm going to get some black velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really handy. You can really
Mike,
do a lot with it.
Is that what kind of is that an Easter lily? What kind of lily is it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't know a rose from a Thorn. No.
It's not a daylily because it's white. So it's
I
probably-
don't know.
Yeah.
There's a picture. It said Lily, so Lily.
Yeah.
You know,
Portrait of Lily.
yeah, portrait of Lily. That's
Thanks,
it.
Mike. Very good.
Sure. Thank you.
Nice
Really
panoramic shape.
Thank you.
Right.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Doris, would you like to go?
Sure. Okay. Downloads. It's on this one. All right. This particular painting I did several years ago,
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
and I took the picture at my mom's house yesterday. I made the frame for it too.
Nice.
Wow.
I was
You made it physically or you made it
complicated
physically?
to a very unusual frame.
Hexagon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not an easy
Well
one.
done. Well done.
Yeah.
Who cut those angles?
I did.
Very good.
Yeah.
Not a,
Technical.
that's not an easy task.
No,
Six
no.
pieces, six
Yeah,
angles.
it was a little bit. It was, yeah, that was half the fun, was the challenge of making this frame.
Wow.
Not the-
And you just did this yesterday too.
No, this was
Oh.
a couple years
Visit
ago.
was yesterday, right?
This is not recent. Anyway, I gave it to my mom for Christmas, probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
She misplaced it.
She
Couldn't find it.
misplaced
We
it?
were looking everywhere. She's looking in the closet, in her dresser, everywhere. And, yesterday I was over there like going through stuff with her, helping her like go through things and figure out what she needed to get rid of and stuff. And she pulls out a box and there's like pictures and stuff in it, and there it was.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Found it.
She
and I
put it
separated
away.
it. So,
She put it away so it wouldn't get damaged. That's
I hung it up.
Charitable.
I hung it up.
good.
So,
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Bluebird. Fabulous.
And there's no glass in this frame, is there?
no,
It looks like stained glass.
no, it's
Nice.
casing like a lot of my work. Yeah, no glass.
Yeah. Glass creates such a glare.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I really like how you rendered the bark on that tree, on the
Yeah.
limb. Very nice.
Yeah.
thank you.
You know how
And
to
do you
draw.
have another piece to show?
Yeah, I have a bunch. Share. Come on. Don't you? Is this the right one? Okay.
You were at the last sketch club meeting, weren't you?
No.
No, I thought you were. Okay.
Oh yeah, this was one in
This is the picnic.
Yes, the one you were sort of starting.
Yeah. I think it's finished at least. It's so
With the figures on the hedge.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Where are the people? All those
It's
people.
like all kinds of people, little people hidden in here,
In the wood.
all over the place.
You see on the lower left-hand side, some figures.
Everywhere. They're everywhere.
There's a
Yeah.
big in there like a sort of like an elf, like man, I think,
Sure.
like curled up and tight over down in the left corner.
Right.
A little
Yeah.
tall.
And they're very hard to see, but there's like little fairy women in the right hand corner. There's a bunch of them. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Did you have source material set up for this? Like, were you looking at like glasses and bottles and trees? Or did you actually set up the entire scene?
No, I had a photograph of the woods scene with the clearing, and I set up two stainless steel wine glasses and a wine bottle on my table.
Hmm.
That's what I had.
Well, it's fun that we saw the start of this the last time.
Sure.
And now we see the finished piece this week.
Mhm.
Nice.
Thanks, Doris.
All right.
Thank you.
You have another piece?
I have sketches.
Okay.
Where should we go? Photos. Sorry. Let me think of where they are. All right. I'm gonna go through these fast because these are just sketches I did.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
With the Happel swimming pool. This is their slide. No.
for a minute, it looked like a leg at the bottom.
Okay. Oh, come on. Messenger and a nice flower.
Oh, that is a nice flower.
Thank you.
Anisha?
Yeah, it looks it.
Old Mill Inn. It's a very quick sketch of it. Maybe sometime I'll do something more detailed and more involved.
Mhm.
A quick sketch of it. And then
I like the flowers in the foreground.
I do too.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's great.
And there's one more. I have to go back. Where is this? Balance? Yeah. This was done with the photograph of the Hackle Pool slide.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Ah,
This is kind of like a Bob thing in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Ken's.
Well, I can. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I can.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's a whole other style for you, Doris.
Yeah, that's very different.
Collage.
that's
Some,
neat.
Oh,
Digital collage?
mhm.
But it's not cut paper. It's
No, this is the-
you use digital. Oh, nice.
interesting.
Hmm.
It's cool
Yeah,
how the slide is adding dimension to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Just as a short aside, I had turned away from my screen. I'm working on my phone. Turned away for a minute and then turned back, and I thought it was still Brianna showing her work. And I'm looking at it, I'm saying, "Wow, for a young girl, her work really looks a
All
lot
right, she
like
has
Doris."
she has great stuff that you will also say, "Oh my gosh," for a young girl.
Yeah, I know, but you know,
She
it
hasn't
looks just
started
like
yet.
Doris's work. Oh well,
Well, it's very
those short
complex.
naps are great.
Doris, do you think you're going to move more in this direction?
It was just kind of the fun playing around with the photo program, and maybe I'll do more.
Ah, okay.
Very nice.
Very
Yes,
nice.
very unusual.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doris.
Spinning.
Thank you.
Spins.
That's great. A whole different direction. Alden, would you like to go?
Sure. So this is the last of the diptychs that I made as part of the Plastic Club postcard series. So there's a total, I guess, of 3 triptychs and 2 diptychs. And so it was, even though it didn't develop into what I had originally seen in my mind's eye, it developed into this as a black and white drawing. And all the while I was working on it, I kept thinking, oh, but it's got to have color.
Oh,
Wow.
that really makes it pop.
I took the tape off the back, separated them, and worked on them individually as color pieces. And
Night and day.
Yeah.
It's my night and day postcards. And then just to compare, what happens between black and white and color, just seeing the
Big difference.
variations.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, what's this one? Attaching them to each other a different way.
That's cool.
Mm.
And then same thing with the drawing. So just playing around, moving stuff around, musical drawings.
What was your medium with the color?
Markers. And not alcohol markers, or I think it would have totally obliterated the pencil marks.
Yeah.
So they were, I was able to actually layer the color over the pencil pretty much. And it was like everything, it's an experiment just to see, messing around the things.
It's a nice visual texture.
Yeah.
I really love these. They're fabulous. I had to walk away for a second, but wow, beautiful.
Thank
Nice.
you.
And these are with magic markers, are they, Alden?
Not magic markers per se. They're Tombow water markers from Japan, I believe. And they're just, a variety of colors that I enjoy working with for sketching.
Yeah. Are they a little transparent?
Yeah, they are basically. Sure. So I think probably ultimately most markers are, just because you're not dealing with opacity through the marker itself. That's the only thing that can really obliterate color underneath it. So, yeah, markers. It's I was working with them when I was a commercial illustrator. So it's one of the quickest ways of putting ideas out. So
Very nice.
that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alden.
Thank you.
I love your postcards.
Yes.
Yes.
It's fun. You're working that small. I was, hadn't done that in a long time, so it was interesting to think in some of my usual terms, but thinking small.
Yeah.
Lot of fun. Thanks.
That's
Bree-
neat how they fit together, but then you mail them in opposite directions.
Exactly.
So anyone who
Oh, they
receives
do.
one has got a piece of the bigger thing. That's pretty neat.
That was part of the fun.
Bree, would you like to show?
Sure. I have to try and figure this out really quick because I haven't used Zoom in a long time. So,
Hit share in the first screen down on the right.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll share. I have 3 to share. So this picture is,
Oh, neat.
his name's Jasper. I took it just out of the blue. I was cleaning his tank and I was like, once I cleaned it, I realized how clear the water was. And so I edited the saturation a little bit and sharpened it, and it turned out like this. And I meant to enter this one for the last exhibit online, but I completely forgot that I had it. And then I found it and showed Kim, and she really liked it. So
I think it's beautiful. I think it's
Life
stunning.
Aquatic, yes, indeed.
Yeah, Life Aquatic.
This would have been really perfect, but it doesn't matter. There'll be other opportunities.
yes, and I entered my other picture of my other betta fish for the Life Aquatic. So it worked out, I think.
You have
So-
that?
Love the colors.
Thank you. So then I have this one, which just turned out to be an original picture, to me at least. And then I showed Kim, and she said that it reminded her of Bonnie and Clyde. So I titled it Bonnie and Clyde Were Here because the old car, and it still worked fabulously. The guy came out of the pharmacy that we were at, and everybody was looking at it. and he was beeping the horn, and then he drove away, and it was a really cool experience.
That's great.
Bree, that's the oldest car in that shape that I have ever seen in my life. And it really is a bona shot, I think.
And it looks like he painted it with a paintbrush.
Right.
Right.
I don't see the bullet holes anywhere.
Ah.
They patched them.
Well, this is before they were shot up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's time traveled.
Right, time travel.
Is that a one-seat car? It looks really narrow.
It's actually 2 seats. Just
Oh,
the
that's
angle
good.
that I caught it at.
And I like the angle too. I like the way you have the whole shot. I think it's very beautiful shot.
Yes.
So I wonder if that top is original, or is that something the guy created for it, maybe?
That would be very interesting to find.
Yeah,
But
it looks
we
more
were-
like a
Yeah, we were
modern-
just there. It was a pretty cool experience.
It's great.
That's
Is-
that one. And then I just have one more. I have this one. It's called Drops of Life.
Nice.
I
Nice.
took it a
That's
couple years
beautiful.
ago.
Beautiful.
I love taking pictures after it rains, especially of the flowers and stuff. But this particular one just is very nice because of how dark it turned out and stuff.
Sure.
And the drops are just so clear and round. So
Beautiful.
I think Bree has a talent for that. I agree, because I've never taken a photograph after rain like that, or any photograph after rain.
I also love how the drops create, they're a lens unto themselves. So
Mhm.
Exactly.
they're magnifying what's below them, which,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Bree,
This is-
can you enlarge it?
Yeah.
Can you enlarge the picture?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably you can't on a phone.
Yeah,
Or
there-
maybe you can use a
Oh,
Zoom.
if you're on a phone, it may
Yeah.
not be possible.
Yeah, on
Okay.
GIMP, you can make it bigger and smaller and so forth.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But this
Forget
is
it.
also the one that I'm going to be entering into the county fair that Kim was talking about before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love
But
that.
bigger, but big, right, Bree?
Yes, big. Probably like 8x10 or something.
Yeah,
like
great. That's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. So
Terrific.
The other nice, interesting thing that you see in it, because of the drops being so predominant, you don't really look, but along the edges are those fine hairs that
Mhm.
all leaves have.
Mhm.
It's really wonderful nature
Yeah.
shot.
Mhm. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well
Thanks,
done.
nice.
Bree.
Very good.
Thanks for
Very
sharing,
nice.
Bree.
And she didn't fumble. She just went straight to her photographs.
Thank you for letting me share. I
It's
appreciate it.
amazing.
Oh, this was nice.
Thanks.
Anthony, would you like to share?
Certainly. Thank you. Okay, I have 3 pictures to show. The first is, these are all CGI, digital. This is a portrait.
Love it. I love the confetti.
Nice.
thing.
Fabulous.
To be truthful, I don't remember how I did it. I recognize certain distort programs that I use, but I can't figure out how I got these squares in it. That might have been a distort. I can see the eyes, and I recognize the portrait from
Is that yourself, Anthony?
this is a portrait I created with one of my software programs. With Poser or Daz. It was a couple of years ago I did this, and I go back and forth in Photoshop and saturate and desaturate certain colors to bring it back and forth. But I stuck with this one. I kind of like it more than the
Great.
other.
Great.
That's amazing.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of remember 3D glasses that you would wear as a kid? That
Mhm.
looked
Yeah.
red, I believe?
Kaleidoscopic.
Yeah, I like to get a pair of them and see what it looks like under here. I don't know. Maybe I created something that, like I say, there's all these filters, and I never remember which one I used.
Right.
This, and I don't know if there's history within the program to look it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, So I did several of these. I
By
like
the
them.
mystery of it.
Yeah.
You know, you keep looking at it. There's one eye, there's a little eye that kind of fades into the face.
Yeah.
The lips don't quite line up, but they're there.
Uh-huh.
Everything's floating. It's like a dream.
Right.
It's Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray.
Right.
Yes.
You see a face next to the nose.
Yeah, I see that too.
Oh, in here, yeah. Yeah, I have a lot. Like I say, I can't remember. Sometimes I distort little areas of it and
Yeah.
But as crazy as the whole image is, I find that little brown streak in the background kind of calming.
Oh, the
It's,
horizon line, this thing here.
Yeah.
It's like a horizon in there. So it makes me wonder, because I use a lot of horizon shots in Bryce, and sometimes I like them in dark skies, and I just cut and paste this picture onto it, and then I don't know what I did with the then I just go filter after filter till I get something I like, and then I save it. And I don't save generations of it. I'm going to see what was it 10 minutes before this, and what would it be in that. So some of I like to do simple. I like to get in and out real fast on some of these things. Some of the other figurative work, I spend hours and hours just matching things up. Anyway, so that's one of them. This is another. These are my floating trifoils in here. These are things that feed into each other, and I mount them side by side and on top of each other to integrate them. And I put them in water. You can see this is the water here, and I made the water transparent so you can see the underneath. Like there's the water line, you can see underneath it. But I also made the reflection of the object itself in the water. I saw that somewhere. I could see through the water and a reflection on the water itself, and then just pumped up the color, to get what I wanted in there. I have some of these that are more blue. This is a little on the violet side, on purple. And I did
very
this
nice.
a number of years ago. This is probably 2005. I did hundreds of them. Like if I like this, I'll spin it 360, or just spin it around 180 and change all the colors, and I have a completely different thing. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 of these things in there, so I could take them out and move them around and change this mapping on each one of them. But I kept it, whatever that thing's called, in there.
How big is the chain in reality?
Pardon me?
How big is this chain in reality?
Well, it's digital. I mean, my monitor when I made these was, it was a small one, maybe 20-inch. Then I reworked them. I have a 57-inch monitor.
Oh, so this is not a photograph of a real chain then?
Oh, no, this is a CGI. This is computer generated. And I sort of.
You didn't put this in Life Aquatic, but it has an aquatic.
I have these, like they're called trifoils. I have them in water. I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff I wanted to show, and it's like, man, it's all in water. Where's the earth? With someone with earth in it. So, as time goes on, I'll show more and more. And I want to edit some of my videos down, because I use these in my videos. So let's see. And the last piece I have is
nice. Very nice.
This is I called Simply Irresistible. I was looking at watching these Robert Palmer, Simply Irresistible. Those girls dancing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I just put this back there for the dance, and the clothes are out of the box, but I designed the colors that go on them. This background is one of my digital carpets or whatever it is background, and so is this. And then I made silhouettes of these figures and put them on top of it and just placed it there. Then put this guy on top of it in another program. I don't know if I can't see the shadows that he's making. He's not. Usually some of them, they put a shadow across this, but I couldn't do it in this one. I think I hand fed this. I don't remember. Anyway, so again, CGI. I was playing around, not with this one, but I designed a guy similar to this and have him dancing and throwing tantrums. I don't know what to put him in front of yet, or, to show people. It's just the life of the fetish, You just want to jump up and down.
That's great.
It is. And the head itself is you designed and drew the face?
Oh no, that's like I say, that's right out of the box. There's a figure that I pick, and then I can change every single thing on there. Like each digit on the finger will change color and change thing. So I get a head, whoever this guy's called, the not Genesis, what do they call him? My asset is this male. And I could change the eye color. It's made for gaming, so there's these AEIOUs. I can change his mouth to say stuff so he can speak. So it's kind of a, like I say, generic head out of the box. I just did a few changes on the direction of the eyes. I think I made his lips a little redder than what they should be. But I want to do a little presentation of that one of these days to show how simple it is on my program.
Oh, please.
So
Please.
my dad's program sort of crashed. I lost, I don't know, 1,000 pieces of research, not my work, of what the program comes with. And I just don't speak computer. I don't know how to figure it out. I went online to see if I could get a tutorial on it. But anyway, but I do have Poser, which is a little more complicated. So I could show that in one of these situations here and how you can pick things out. If I can reduce it to 5 minutes to show one figure. And then a Bryce program I could do, and a few other odds and ends that I have.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Do these, and you can pick them up for about $100 a piece if you wanted to try them yourself. You know, maybe 200 if they're on, not on sale. But they're time consuming. You could put any of these in front of any of your photographs, pictures. Excuse me. So I didn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Could you go back to picture number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, that is okay. That's very strong. I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so many variations on this with orbs, the floating balls, the water reflections, and all that, and sold quite a few of them over the years. And that, I sold like this. If I were to print it out, I would make a slight adjustment to it and not save it after it's printed. So all these, even though I could print the same thing 20 times, each one is slightly different somewhere. Not like a man.
What size were you selling them at?
8 by 10 framed. So that would make about 5 by 7 because I put a mat on it, an ultraviolet reductive plexiglass in front of it. And if they're 16 by 20, I guess that's like 9 by 14 inside measurement of a mat. I sold those. I still have a stack of them. Still wrapped from the last exhibition. I don't even know what they are. But I'll get more of them out.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
To start a store.
Man, I wish.
In your apartment.
Yeah. Well, I always have sales. I invite people over. And it's like, how much you got on you? When they ask how much. On exhibit, they go for hundreds of dollars. But if you got $20, I'd sell it to you right on the spot. I'd rather give it to people who really like art but can't afford it. And there's no gallery commission or capital gains taxes. You sell something for 400, you get 200, and you owe the government $50 on that. So you're getting you get $150 on a $400 sale. So I would just cut that in half and sell it for $75 and even less. I mean, like I say, if you only have 20, take it.
Right.
So you stop over, bring your money, no checks, no credit.
Very democratic.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't put all three. Yeah, usually I put all three together. I didn't do it this week.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Very nice. Very good.
That's right. You were here last week when I remarked about what an amazing self-portrait, Anthony, you created on your website.
Oh, you know what that is? That is me.
I would assume a manipulation.
Oh, yeah. I was imagining myself if I was one of Hieronymus Bosch's models.
That's a great idea.
I mean, that is not too far gone from some of the people I've seen in my life. You know,
Sure. I bet.
And I did hundreds of self-portraits that I manipulated. And my cousin called me and said, "These look like relatives we don't have. They look so much like our family members, but they don't exist." I'll post them sometime too.
Just tell them they're better looking.
We're better. I have some evolution pictures.
Son of Fellini.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks again, everyone.
Great stuff, man.
Sure.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing that Bree's actually walking outside and we can see her going for a walk. How amazing is that?
Taking her.
That's crazy, right? We're all rooted, and she's enjoying this beautiful evening.
Yeah.
I had to go find my chickens because I have to put them away. They wander all over the place.
So go ahead, Bree. Go.
No, show us the chickens when you find them.
Oh, I will.
How many?
We have right now, I think we have 12. Something just got like 6 of our guinea hens the other day.
Aww.
So we're trying to keep these ones around as long as we can.
Yeah.
We'll gather them up.
Sounds like you have some foxes in the neighborhood.
Ah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that there's a lot this year for some reason.
Really?
Well, we have a mama fox and 2 baby foxes, but then we have a fisher somewhere around here. So that's kind of been tough.
Very busy.
Predatory.
Ken, would you like to go?
Sure, thanks. I have a couple photos that I may not show because there's a couple of things I wanted to touch on, and one of them was something that Kim said last week. Well, wait, before I get to that, I'm going to send this out or send you a link. Alden, you had asked a question last week about the difference between RAW and JPEG. So I found this sheet. So for anybody who's using a digital camera who can shoot RAW, there are some bullets I put on here to give you an idea of why it's best to shoot the RAW. But with all the manipulation that goes on, it almost doesn't matter anymore. But if you're shooting straight photos that you're not doing much manipulation, you're just doing processing, I'll make a distinction there, you might want to use the RAW. And one of the most important factors, this is top one, where it's an uncompressed file, which quite literally means that you're getting all the data unprocessed by the camera. When you bring it into your image processing program, you take over and you turn it into the photograph. I mean, the program turns it into a photograph, but you do all the color correction, you do all the sharpening, you do everything to it. Whereas a JPEG format, your camera does it. But the only problem is that a JPEG is a smaller file, doesn't have quite as many, it throws out a lot of data to make it a smaller file. So I won't go into all, I just wanted to show it to you. And it's very helpful if you are doing straight photos. The other thing I wanted to, and this was in relation to Kim, something you were talking about last week. I thought it was quite interesting when you talked about you were cropping in further and further and further and further to find the composition. I had, I want to show a quick little, let's see if this shows up. Okay, Arnold Newman, and this is, last week, why I was referring to Janice is that she showed someone else's work. So I'm going to show 2 photographers' work. One is Arnold Newman, and Mike, you may be aware of him because he was one of the most famous environmental portrait photographers of all time. And I'm going to just run through his photos very quickly to get to the point. I mean, he photographed every famous person you can imagine. But the reason I went, this is Frank Lloyd Wright, for example, and I mean, they're all over the place. But the reason I'm showing you this is he was a guy who used a large format camera. So in one of his most iconic photographs of Igor Stravinsky, he was using large format film. And I have a quick, let me show you a quick description of what that quite literally means. There's sheet film, which you can get even up to 11 by 14, but this is the relative size of an 8 by 10 piece of sheet film to 4 by 5. And then these three in the middle are what are called medium format. And a Hasselblad, some of you may know the name Hasselblad, is a square. Yes. Yeah, it's a square. And other ones, medium formats are rectangles. Then you get to 35 millimeter, and that's a full frame, either digital or photographic. And if you're talking digital, you can also go to APS, which is most digital cameras are smaller. And then you go to your iPhone and you see the relative size of the sensor. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that if you took a photograph with an iPhone, let's say, and kept stepping in like Kim was talking about last week, you will lose definition and resolution. It's not that there's anything wrong with the in-camera cropping, but you have to keep an eye on the quality, and that's the reason I'm bringing it up, if you're concerned about making prints. But what Arnold Newman did was, he was a proponent of exactly what you did, Kim. But he shot with large format film. This is back in, I think he shot this in the 40s or 50s. And so he was able to crop in and make his photograph and still not lose any data.
Wow.
But the next one is an interesting thing, because what it says on a portrait of Picasso, and I actually like the full frame of it, but Arnold Newman wanted to step in on it, and you can see how much quality there still remains. And the little tagline right here says, while many photographers believe that cropping should be done in the camera, Newman and a lot of other photographers, would crop on their large format or medium format photographs. An example of cropping in camera is especially Henri Cartier-Bresson. I've talked about.
I love that. Yeah.
It's one of his iconic shots, and the black border was actually, I think I have a photo of. Let me see if I can find it. 35 millimeter. Yeah. Here's what 35 millimeter film looks like, and the sprocket and the clear film around it. So when you made the photograph, like Bresson did, he left a little bit of an edge into the clear to show you that he was giving you the full camera cropping. So this is very, very it's technical, and it's just, style and technique. But Bresson was never worried about the actual graininess or the quality of the photograph from a very, very technical point of view. He was more concerned about the moment and the graphics of it, which Newman was also. But when Newman, and I just want to show you him standing next to a camera that most of us have no idea is even, some of these are amazing. You have to look him up. But there he is with a 4x5 camera. So the camera itself is this giant contraption that he did use an awful lot and was able to make these spectacular photos with. But as the first photo in this presentation shows, he also used 35 millimeter like Bresson did. So he was a very versatile photographer, but I thought you might be interested in that little concept.
Is it Neumann or Newman?
Newman. He is. There he is.
It's a U.
Newman. Newman, Arnold Newman.
Ah,
Oh,
Um,
Arnold Newman.
always bad at spelling.
No, I would have been Neumann, I guess, if it was like the way I said. But
Yeah.
But
You
they're
know-
two, but it's
that's beautiful,
it-
absolutely gorgeous.
oh, he's a
Newman,
fabulous portrait photographer.
yes,
And
he was.
but again, the main reason I showed it was to give you an idea of something that you brought up last week. I mean, here
Thank
he
you.
is doing what you did, stepping in until you find exactly what you want. But he was doing it with a very, very large film base. So in today's world with digital, if you're going to be stepping in and want to maintain the quality, it's best to do it with the largest sensor you can get, which, it depends on what kind of camera you own. But one other thing here is let me see if I can find it real fast. No, I won't be able to find it. It is the tagline: the best camera is the camera you have with you. So no matter what camera you have, go for it. But if you're interested in the technology of it and the final quality of it for, let's say, printing, that's when you want to use a larger and larger either film and or processor. So that was a bit of a presentation on technique and a little bit of somebody else's work, and that's it for
That was
tonight.
great.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Ken,
you, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Ken, I'm sure you're aware of this, but it's a little known fact, I think, that Arnold Newman is the great grandfather of Alfred E. Newman.
You think?
and no relation to Paul Newman.
Right.
Has Bree found her chickens? Bree, have you found your chickens?
I'm currently chasing them around my yard, but one just went across to my neighbor's. I got the other 11 in.
Yeah, we have to see at least one of them.
Hold on, I'll walk up there in just a second and show you guys.
Can see the chicken. Okay.
Raising chickens has become increasingly popular since the pandemic. There are chickens all over my neighborhood now. Everybody's got
Really?
chickens in their backyard. I
Really?
wake up in the morning, I open the window, I hear the chickens. It's
Oh,
all over.
nice, nice,
Well,
nice.
my mom got some during the pandemic, but they didn't make it because we didn't know of our fox problem. But she got them 4 eggs, so we didn't have to go to the store and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah. Well, it's making your own food.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Are
Good
they
idea.
friendly?
We've been trying to make them friendly. Some of them are just still skittish. We have one that will just come right over to us and we can hold and stuff. But the problem is we have one rooster and he's really mean. So we try to stay away from him.
Does he crow in the morning, Bree? In a rooster's crow.
I'm a pretty sound sleeper though, so
Hmm.
but he probably does.
Don't other people have things they want to
You
share?
remember the Bob Dylan song, when the
We're gonna
rooster
all
crows
watch
at the
Bree
break
and
of
her
dawn?
chickens.
We'll come back to Bree in a second. I'm going to give Andy a chance to show things.
Okay.
A chance to show things, okay. I'll
That's
find
a
some things to show.
technical.
To share.
It's a technical term.
Okay. Yes, right.
It's a movie
The,
term.
I don't have anything specific. Well, I sort of do, but I've been remastering old videos. So these are, I've been taking videos that I did before I knew what I was doing, and I've been fixing them up. So this is video that I put together in a program called HitFilm, which, but I now use Premiere. So I had to reassemble the whole thing in Premiere, and it's given me the opportunity to fix things and make things look better. And let's see, sharing screen, share the sound. Boop. Okay. And I did that wrong. Hold on, I will try again. Share the screen, pick something to share, share the sound, and there it goes. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is, it's kind of a, what do you call it, a bootleg sort of a thing. I went and I saw in 2019 the Big Mess Cabaret's final performance at the Trocadero Theater. This is also the Trocadero Theater's final performance, because then they shut down completely. So no more Trocadero. It's still there, but they're out of business. But this is the very last performance. And I was just messing around with the camera, but I was surprised that I was able to make a 12-minute movie out of this.
Wow.
So, but now I'm fixing it up and making it look all nice. But here's a segment of it to give you an idea of what this is. It's a cabaret kind of thing.
How many people have never, ever been to a Big Mess Cabaret? Raise your hands. What the fuck is the matter with you? What were you doing during the 90s?
Anyway, it goes on and on like this. But what's neat about revisiting this stuff, knowing what I know now, is that I'm lining it up with the original thing that I had, which was too bright in many places. And like, yeah, here's a good example. And what I can do with that is when I go and adjust it, I'm taking out the really bright bits, right? So that you can actually see more detail. You can see more of what's going on in the background. I'm just going shot by shot and doing this. It also allows me to line up shots and stabilize shots that were shaky before. So now I don't start the thing in the actual theater. When I start out, we're actually outside the theater. And I went and I got this later and put it together as an introduction to the actual theater and what it is to go in there. And that was
Isn't there much hotter in the summer?
a little bit jittery.
Isn't there much hotter in the summer?
I shot all this handheld. Now what I can do is I can take a shot like this and make it look like it was on a tripod and it wasn't. What the computer does is it actually takes the frame and compensates by wobbling it in the opposite direction of what was initially done. And there's the actual theater. But the initial version, you can see it shaking like crazy. And it always kind of bugged me, especially this bit in here. See how shaky it is. And that shot never quite did what I wanted it to do, but now I'm able to fix it and go in and make it work. Anyway, that's what I've been doing.
There are some nice scenes there as well from a photographic point of view.
Oh, great. Thank you. So,
Yeah. Work.
But yeah, it's well, fortunately, it's only 12 minutes long, so it's not going to take me forever.
Also, a little connection to what I was talking about, the cameras that you'll use today, when it comes to detail, holding detail, let's say in highlights and shadows, the bigger that sensor is in the camera you have, the more detail you'll have in those areas. So what applies to still photography also applies, because when you bring it into Premiere, you'll have all those sliders and all those filters where you'll be able to do that. But it is quite amazing. I'm really enjoying what you're showing us there, that you can take old footage, which was probably done on a much smaller sensor than you probably have now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like if I were to do that today, the results would be much, much better.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, what I was doing at the time, I was using free editing software, which only does so much.
Right.
And now I'm going in and like you would with, raw footage, adjusting the brightness and the contrast and just pulling information out of it.
Exactly.
So it's only ever going to get so good, but I can
Right.
make it better than it is. So,
Great work. Great.
oh, thank you.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
That's it. That's all I got.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Does Ted have anything?
Ted,
Yeah,
would you like to share?
yeah, sure. The first two pieces I'll show are two pieces that I plan to have printed, hopefully. And I may have showed you these before, but I keep changing them, so I don't remember if I showed them to you or not.
Oh, I think you did show us that last week, I think.
You colored it?
Beautiful.
Okay. This is the other one.
Yeah, the bird.
Yeah.
Remember,
Very
some-
nice.
I saw a bird.
That's right. Look at So these are finally ready to be printed. So,
Beautiful.
as you know, I run the workshop at the Plastic Club called Open Studio Workshop, but it was originally a still life workshop, and I continue to do still lifes every week there. But I haven't since the whole COVID, so I'm trying to get my hand back, but I'll show you what I'm doing anyway. This is one example.
Oh, nice.
Finished that up last week.
Very nice.
Mm.
I like the colors, Ted. They're really outstanding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Teal and the orange, I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Are these vessels at the Plastic Club? They look a little familiar.
Yeah. That's where they are.
It's like I've seen that before.
Yeah. kind of southwestern.
What medium?
Yeah,
Ted,
it does have that vibe, yes.
Ted, what is that? Oil or is that water? What is it? I can't make out.
It's soft pastel.
Oh, it's pastel. Oh,
Doesn't look like, it looks like oil.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nicely done. I love the reflection in the bronze-looking one of the can. That's
Yep.
very nicely done. Beautiful.
Yep.
There's also one over
That one.
Oh yeah.
here.
Yep.
One here.
It's nice that you've got the hard edges around every object. I mean, that's hard to
Mhm.
do when you're using a powder.
It's a real
Oh.
pen. It's really tough to do.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did you draw these first? I mean, you must have lightly put some sort of
I
impression there.
I use gray paper and I draw it with white pastel,
Okay.
and then I start bringing the colors in.
Yeah. That's great because you can't really, well, I guess you can see a little bit of light against the edge, but I mean, it's not like a black pencil kind of line, which is great.
Well, I do have soft colored pencils where I do detail, like here. Because you can't do a detail like this with a pastel stick.
Right, sure.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
So there's some places that I touch up with the pencil.
Nice.
The last piece I want to show you, for those of you who weren't here last week, a lot of people were mentioning how my work here would look nice on fabrics and stuff.
Yes.
So I took your advice and I'm going to show you my first exhibit, a one-man show of my bathroom.
Oh, very nice. Oh my gosh.
I like those towels.
slightly different from Anthony's.
I like the
Yeah.
I like the format. It's
Oh,
really
they're
nice.
fantastic. I like the toilet paper. Look at that.
And
Oh, that's right, the toilet paper.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's a winner.
Perfect, perfect.
and next week I'll
Perfect.
You know what? You should show that, Ted, at one of the, work it into one of the shows.
As an
That's
installation.
great.
A life aquatic. It's a life aquatic.
Very, very funny. Very good. Good
That
job.
looks like something for
Good
the
job.
show Shark Tank.
yeah.
I got a product for you.
Next week I'll be having a one-man show of my bedroom. So, be ready.
Well done, Ted.
That's really nice, Ted. Very
Yeah,
imaginative.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
clever.
Love it, Ted.
Clever.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob, would you like to show or share?
Yes. This is kind of my Ken Burns. I'm kind of in an American history. This is a photo from a Utah prison just after they banned polygamy. And all these men were arrested for polygamy.
Whoa.
And look at how cleanly shaven they are. And they have these spiffy hats.
Oh my gosh. And when did they ban polygamy?
1880.
And was it a federal law or a local?
Yeah, that's why they couldn't become a state until they did.
Really?
Yeah, at least that's my memory of reading about it. Yes,
Really?
they
I did
wouldn't
not
allow
know
them
that.
to become a state until they,
So
they
they banned
applied.
polygamy.
They had to do that in order to become a state.
Well, notice how polygamy is only one way. I mean, there were no women marrying 5 men.
It's always the
That has its own word.
Oh, that has its own word?
What is-
Crazy.
You have to
Polyandry.
remember, these men,
Polyandry, right.
The word is polyandry. Yes, exactly. A
I
woman who has
see.
many husbands.
these men all had 11 wives, and now they have none.
Really.
And so this is, once again, I'm using my technique. You know, it's a very individual technique. And I was just interested in the history of that.
So, Bob, were those striped outfits originally striped outfits, or is that all your construct?
No, I don't have the patience.
Okay, so they were there in stripes.
They were there in stripes. But again,
Oh,
look at
he's
those neat
colored
hats.
in some of the stripes.
Right, right. What a way to dress.
Speaking of Alfred E. Newman.
So
Oh,
this
those
is
guys. It's those guys.
a composition of, do you remember Spy versus Spy
Yes, sure, sure.
in Mad Magazine? Well, these are the two characters in Mad Magazine,
Right,
Spy
right.
versus Spy. And then this is a electrical transformer for a Lionel H.O. train. And I just put them together. I just like the setup. Let me go in for a little more detail.
Oh, that's fun, Bob.
Yeah.
It looks
All
like all this crazy energy
Yes.
inside
Yes.
the transformer.
Yes.
The maze.
Yeah.
And of course, the Spy versus Spy is genius. All right, and my third one, as many of you know, and this especially goes for Alden. One of my messages is just don't fall.
Fall. Yeah.
And I've done a whole
say that all
series
the
of
time,
cards.
Bob, and I've stopped saying it. I guess I should re-say it to myself. Just don't fall.
Don't fall.
Because Lord
Just a
knows I've
reminder.
fallen.
on that.
Whatever shape you're in right now, you'll be in much worse shape if you fall.
Believe me, I know. I fell in Italy and I fell in Buenos Aires, and I know of what you speak.
And here's two more minor pieces. I wasn't going to show them. This is a Russian schoolgirl. I had trouble with the detail on that. And let's see, there's one more. And this is a stream of consciousness of various things.
Very, very nice.
Deep.
Yeah. And profound.
Shadow lady.
Yo, Bob.
Yeah.
The athlete, is that Jim Thorpe by any chance?
No, it's a Russian, that Russian socialist school they call brutalist.
Yeah.
It's a from that school, and it is called Cobblestone, the friend of the proletariat.
Oh.
And that guy is lifting up the stones from the street to throw them at the cops.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, that's my.
Very, very interesting.
cool.
Every shot was interesting.
Yeah.
Bob, where the hell do you find all this stuff?
He's amazing, isn't he? He must be entertained his whole days, you know?
You talk about not having the patience but you have tremendous amount of patience to do the research.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yeah. The research does take time. Yeah.
But I think you enjoy it. You enjoy losing yourself in this information.
I enjoy learning about polygamy in Utah.
Yeah.
Are you dreaming about it? Janice, what do you think?
I can't tell when he's dreaming and when he's alive.
Very good point.
Oh, that's an interesting observation.
All
Thank
right.
you, Bob.
Thank you.
Bree, where are the chickens, Bree?
I found them.
Oh my God, you're going to show us one?
Here they are.
Hey.
Are those the
that's
chickens?
beautiful.
Well, you got a lot of them too.
Yeah, there's 11 here.
But they
I don't think my
seem to
neighbors
be
have room for
they
that
seem to
many.
be in a pen of some kind.
Yeah, that's so the fox doesn't eat them.
Without
We
that.
we just built this chicken coop a couple weeks
A
ago. I can
coop?
show you guys. Yep. This is like the outside of it, and
Oh, it's
then
nice.
yeah,
It's like a little house.
yep. We've got all their stuff.
Jeez.
Normally hard to open. We've got all their stuff in there.
Oh my
Where is this?
gosh.
Are you in the Philadelphia area? Or
No,
No.
she's up in the country, northeastern Pennsylvania with me.
Yep.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. I live on a farm. We have horses and everything.
Nice.
A little bit of everything.
We're all nice and tucked in for the night.
Yep.
Can we get another view of the chickens?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I just got you full screen.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, the chickens.
Actually, that's a nice photograph, Bee, just by itself, you know?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
The perspectives and the thing, it's lovely.
There's the big guy.
I think my horses are right down here too. Hold on, let me see if I can show you guys those. We have 3 right now. My mom rides.
Mm.
Well, Bree, you're certainly getting your exercise tonight.
How many acres, Bree, do you live on?
I think we have like 16.
Wow.
Yeah,
I have 16 too.
it's crazy. My mom sold a lot of it.
I have about 1,600 square feet, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, but you know what? Takes less time and effort than the 16 acres, believe me.
Oh, they're there.
It's true.
Plus, you don't have any chickens.
The horses, I don't know if you can see them. It's kind of hard
Yes.
to see.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a beautiful evening, Bree. How lucky you are to be outside.
Could you focus on that sunset again, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
look at
Oh
it.
my gosh, she has beautiful sunsets. I have too many mountains near me.
Yeah.
Is that your house or a neighbor right there?
That's my house
Oh.
and that's my neighbor's
I
house.
got it.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Kind of an American dream right there.
It is. It really is.
It's so
I can
peaceful.
vouch for the American dream part.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's Neela.
Yeah,
Uh,
let me share
everyone should
my
put
work.
accept-
And then I think everybody has shown that wanted to show.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a joke, don't we? From
Sure.
Mike?
Sure.
Before we
Sure.
leave.
Wrap it up.
Okay. This is my carnival picture for the night. This is in southern Chester County.
Is this new?
This is from 2017.
Oh,
Okay.
so you
Right,
haven't had
no
a
one's
chance.
wearing a mask. Right. The days.
Oh, that's right.
Right, right.
Yeah.
When
Well-
does the season open for you, Neela?
Pardon?
When does the season start with these?
This year I started photographing in early July.
Really, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Ours is coming up in about a month, less than a month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
26
hopefully.
days.
And that is how far away from Philadelphia?
The Hartford Fair.
Okay.
Nina, I
Yeah.
would say 160 miles from Philadelphia.
Well, that's easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen, if you come, I'll give you my phone number. I'll meet you
Okay.
there. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Listen, the fair starts on the 15th. I have a brochure, actually. Starts on the 15th. I think it goes on for a week.
Okay. I will give you a holler.
Yeah, give me an email.
I will. I will. Let's
Well,
see.
that sounds
I
like a
might-
whole bunch of fun going with Neela, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we'll
She's kind of
take
fearless,
I have a question.
Yeah.
The young man in the blue, is he about to pull a prank on the other guy?
Yeah.
I think they were kicking the ball around.
Yeah, it does look like kicking a ball, yeah.
Yeah, they were off of work and they were just hanging out with their friends, and it was like playing football or soccer or something.
Yeah.
That's what they seem to do.
Well, when we were boys, we'd sneak up behind each other and then push the other guy's knee from behind.
Sure.
Oh, my Lord, Ted.
I
I'm
wouldn't
scared
fall,
to meet
but-
you.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Boys. Miss Boy.
No, these guys were not doing that. They don't come from the city. They weren't playing that rough.
Oh, yeah, that is rough, I would say, yes.
Well, I grew up in the country and I know exactly what Ted's talking about.
Same here. Yeah, boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, these guys were all nice and clean, and they were trying to stay clean.
And your carnival pictures have been like character studies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is like a character study of these two guys.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
in a way,
crop it.
three guys. The guy at the back, the guy whose back we see,
Yeah.
is as important as the two that we can see.
There's another one there behind them. So, yeah.
I see them as two guys in Central, but
Mhm.
but anyway, they're good character studies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yeah.
is it for the night. I will stop sharing.
Okay.
Very
Thanks,
nice.
Bree. Okay,
Very
Bree, we're going home now, Bree.
Yeah, did you talk to them about Ernesto by any chance?
Yes, I did, but not to everyone. But Bree has a friend in Albania who has a scholarship at the University of Pennsylvania, and he is a very good photographer, and he wants to join the Plastic Club and hopefully our group.
Good.
Well, we look forward to meeting him.
Absolutely.
That'll be nice.
It will
The
be
more the
fun.
merrier. The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Mike.
That will be good. So sometime at the end of the summer.
Yeah, he should be here soon.
Yes.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And Mike, do you have a joke? to leave
Sure.
us
I'll give you two quickies. A man walks into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm, and he says to the bartender, "A beer, please, and one for the road." I know.
No, I like that one. I think I like all your jokes, Mike.
Yeah. And two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, "Does this taste funny to you?"
Oh,
right.
that's funny.
Very good, Mike.
Come on,
Thank you, Mike.
They're clean. What can I tell you?
Does anyone have any announcements or news?
No.
All right. All right.
Wait, Bree's still walking. Wow.
Walking.
Let's say good night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
everybody.
Night.
Ta-ra.